Hey everyone, it's Amanda with Americana Gardens, and today I'm actually doing a small tour of my little setup here that I have. It's an autumn setup with indoor houseplants. So I went to Lowe's and I got some really interesting houseplants. I'm a fan of like dark foliage, ferns, and just anything that I find like unique. I picked up, so I will show you that. And I also went to Michael's and I got some like little fall decor, and also from the dollar store too. And this is like my first like get up with indoor house plants. So if you're new to this channel, I usually do outdoor house plant or outdoor plants, but now I'm like venturing indoors because it's mid-November and it's cold in my area. I'm in a zone 6 in Pennsylvania. So I do have a few other house plants in this area that I will show you that's not on this hutch behind me. And again, this is my first year kind of venturing into it, so I'm excited, something different, and I'm gonna give you a little tour of that, so come on. Right behind me, so I got this hutch at on Facebook Marketplace, I think for like $75, and it is heavy. Like, this is super duper, this is iron all up in here. Real heavy wood. I'm probably gonna replace the handles on the drawers to kind of make it more proportionate and more ornate, but that's somewhere down the line. I don't have to worry about that right now. But yeah, I'll give you a tour of like the autumn themed stuff that I have going on here. Not a whole lot inside, but it's just enough. So yeah, this is the hatch here, or what they call it, a baker's cabinet, or baker's hutch. Yeah, something like that. The bottom just has like a bunch of a little bit of this and that. But these are also just like some leftover pots, some succulents that I have put in there, so hopefully they'll root. That was actually left over from this project I did, and I will link this project up in the corner and also in the description box if you want to check out that video. That video is doing pretty well, and I'm glad people are enjoying it. But I just got like a whole bunch of old clearance-based succulents on a clearance, and you know, I just took them home with me, and I had them outside for a little bit, and then I brought them in because again, it's getting cold. It's mid-November, and I deconstructed the pots, and I created this with the ones that were left over. I just trimmed them up. But back to here. So I like this because I feel like it's so maximalist, right? Like there's so much to it, but there's cohesiveness to it, right? Like, for one, you have the fall theme. So my boyfriend and I, we went to Jim Thorpe and we got this at one of the shops, very autumnal themed. And we also had, like, these were from Michael's. I got these on clearance, these little ceramic pumpkins. And then these are also adorable too. These glass bottles. They have like the blue, the amber, the dark browns, and they also have this little charm on each of them with the leaf. So very cute. Also in the back here, right behind there, I have the Hello Fall sign. And this is a Maiden hair fern. I don't know if you could really see that in the film, but it's a black stem, which I really like my dark stuff. If you're following this channel. So, and it's also like very architectural, like it's very separated. Like, you have this long stem, and then out comes more leaves, and then you have another long stem, and out comes more leaves. I also like the pots that these are in. They look like burnt wood. I mean, it is a wood material, but it's not like a solid wood. I'm not sure what kind it is, but I just watered all this stuff yesterday. And Yeah, I got some like little, I don't know what this is, 100 Puritan, and it's upside down, I know. But I think it's a meat grinder, like an old-fashioned meat grinder. Neat, huh? I have this croton, another fern, some grass again with like a darker foliage to it. This came in a set and I just kept it in the set. I had the same one, just in a different container, and I added a begonia to it right up here. I love this begonia rex. It's so pretty. Yeah, and also just like the decorative box, it's very rustic and natural looking. It has like little flower designs. Kind of reminds me of like a Western theme, but it's still working for what I'm going for here. And I also have this acorn garland, if you will, just traveling along the very top of this. I got these at a yard sale too. Oops. I love these plants right here. I love the veining to it, the light veining and the dark green foliage. Very, very, very pretty. And these also have, again, it's a autumnal theme with the maple leaves on the vase itself. This one is empty, but I got it from a yard sale, and I just felt like it still went in with like the whole theme, color-wise, or color palette-wise. Got some blue in here, like some splashes of color. It's actually me and my brother, many, many moons ago. There used to be a house next to where we currently live, and that was the old house that was on the property. It has been torn down, and that is where the kitty pen is. I love this dark grass foliage. Also, this is another one of the vases that I got for succulents. They were on clearance, but I like the vases themselves. Very like Western type, but like the not terracotta, but like this light clay color, and then like some turquoise. That's very like Western themed. But again, I feel like it still works with the whole autumnal theme that I'm going on here. Yeah, these maidenhair ferns, I got 2 of them that flank the Hello Fall sign with these glasses here. This is another begonia rex. This is the same maple leaf design as the white one that's up above, but this is also just in a blue. So I just have like these like little touches of blue throughout. I feel like it just adds a little pop of color and just doesn't take anything away. Begonia rex again. Look how beautiful that leaf is. So, 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 so pretty. A hanging kitty. Adorable. And this is one of the newer plants I got. It's a dark leaf with the pink foliage in it. I'll put the name on the bottom. I forget what it's called, but it's from Costa Farms, hence it's in the traditional like light beige or white Costa Farms pots. Alloy. Oh, yeah. This is actually the nanny plant, this pothos. Why is it called the nanny plant? Because my grandmother, this has been pretty much like 3 generations now. This plant was my grandmother's. My mother has it now, and it's been living, like my grandmother has passed, so it's kind of cool that we still have something of her here. And we have that going up and over, and we'll continue to climb. I did add some new soil to it and some fertilizer, so it's gonna be a little bit more bushy. It did lose like a lot of, like here's some areas where it's like blank, but we will get more growth and it'll be more bushy. And this is another plant. Well, it's the same one that's up top there. It has like that blue-green color to it, more blue in the veins and then the dark green foliage. This is actually in a depression glass vase, if you will. I'm using it as one. So the story is that depression glass was really popular during the Depression era because they wanted people to go to the movies, so they kind of like also offered depression glass, this decorative depression glass, as an incentive if you went to the movies. That's what I was told. Little interesting facts. So if you see depression in the glass around, that's kind of like the history of it. This is from the dollar store. This cute little owl. Very, very pretty. Autumnal colors. This is a really neat old-fashioned coffee grinder that I stuffed some succulents in because we're not using it, obviously. I gotta fix that. Yeah. But pretty much you would just open this up, put the coffee in there, turn this, and then it will come out into the drawer, and you pull the drawer out, and then that will be your fresh coffee grind. It's very ornate. Got it as a gift from my mom. She loves her coffee, but I mean, we obviously don't use it that way. And back here we have the blue star fern, which apparently is not even a true fern. It's more of like a... It tolerates a lot more drought conditions than typical ferns. So I think that's really interesting. I got one of them and I divided it into 3. So there's 3 separate ones and 3 separate pots back here just to add like some filling. But this is a gorgeous fern right here. This multicolored, they call it like a rainbow moss or like unicorn fern. It's not a fern, it's more of a moss. It's from China. But they actually have this like multicolored, like they have the reds and then they have like some of these blues in there. Do you see that? And then they have the greens. Yeah, like see, and just like where my hand is, you kind of have all 3 of those colors. Very, very pretty. This is a watermelon peperonia. You could see why they would call it that because of the shape of the leaves. You know, they're circular. They kind of have that look of a watermelon. And also the stems are red, which is kind of cool. When you're looking for plants, don't dismiss the colors of stems. And also underneath it, there's like no variation, which is kind of interesting. Like that there is no variation underneath. It's just one solid color. Usually they have like darker veining and stuff like that. Yeah, like the plant up here. You see how it has like the red coloring underneath it, just something different. Or like this begonia here, right? Like you can see some remnants of like reds and pinks poking out through the front when you flip it through the back. That you got that red veining. Very cool. And this dotty plant here is like solid burgundy. So pretty. Then there's this variegated ivy that I have hanging on this pole here. That'll be nice. And then I just have like this acorn decoration going along it. I'm thinking I could put stuff up above here too, like living frames of like moss or something like that. Not sure yet. And then here we just have like the casual pillows for the holidays coming up. And this I actually found in in the mall parking lot. Like somebody obviously dropped it and I just picked it up and I just threw it in here, and I don't know, I think it kind of sets off this space. Yeah. Also, I bought some hanging plants that I'm going to put hanging from the middle down. I didn't get to that, but I will. And oh, here, speaking of which, here is another pot. That blue maple. And I forget the name of this plant. My friend Carissa gave it to me. Carissa, if you're watching, I did not kill it. Yay! It's still going. So, very happy with that. I would like to find a different home for it soon. I would eventually like it to be cascading, but it'll take a little bit to get there. We also have this plant here. Oh, this was dry yesterday. I mean, I guess you really can't tell in the camera, but I gave it a good soaking yesterday. But I like how it just overlays the corner there. This is the silver dragon. Much more silver leaves and dark veining. Ooh, that's so pretty. I love my blue. My blue is so pretty. So, Acacia silver dragon. Very pretty. And this one right here, this is pretty cool. So I don't remember the name of this, but let's see here. Again, it's another Costa Farms. Let's see, does it say anything on it? Oh, an air purifier. Okay, we could always use that. Medium light, but you know what? I have to give it bright light because these foliage, because they're white, they don't have the ability to photosynthesize as like the darker green ones do. So I have to give it more bright light in order for it to maintain its health. But I like how like this new growth right here has that red to it. And you also have the darker greens on the bottom, but now you can see it's like very variegated up top. But that is still wild. That was very cool. Usually they say keep your lighter colored plants like by a window, and your darker colored plants can tolerate more shade, so they could be more like in a darker area. And this guy right here needs a new pole. This is like the, they call it like the shingle plant. It'll like grow right on top of one another. It's very pretty. I like that. I just need to get a bigger wood piece, and I'm going to have it going up, and I think I'm actually going to move it to the other side, like right by this painting, and kind of have it leaning up against the wall and just have it going up that way. I think that would be really cool. Hummy, what you doing, Hummy? Cleaning yourself? And over here I actually have some cacti and stuff that I need to repot. This is actually for my boyfriend, not for me. But I say I do it for him. And bringing some of the outside garden indoors. This is a wreath that was made from my hydrangeas, and also some of the autumn joy sedums that are stuck in here. You can see the sedum heads. They're sort of like limelight hydrangeas or strawberry hydrangeas, and you can make a wreath and they'll hold up. That's like probably 2 years old now. And just over here we have NYC based autumnal themed pictures. Central Park areas. I love the coloring to it. I just bought it off some artists like right outside the Met, so but here's the bridge known in Central Park. Very autumn colored. And there's the Empire State Building. But I like how having it like right up and down like this just fills in this area. And right over on this wall, we have this beautiful painting. It's very autumnal. I mean, just look at the colors to it. And I'm sorry there's some glare from the chandelier behind me, but if I stand over this way, it seems like it disappears. Great. Okay. So I actually brought my mom in here to talk a little bit more about this painting. I'm just gonna go up and down the painting so you guys can see what I see.
Okay, that painting was painted by Henry Dussel in the probably mid-1800s. And what I understand, I mean, it's been in the family since its, creation. From what I understand from my mother and stories that have been handed down was he was one of the back in those days, what they would do is they do landscapes and seascapes. And my aunt had owned a place in Cape May, and he gave her 3 paintings for like rent for the summer. But this was one of the paintings. The other one in my family is a seascape, and I don't know what the other one is because it was lost somewhere through the years. But Dussel was the original painter, and he painted something. It was something new, where he brought the painting right out onto the frame. And as you can see, the frame is oak, so it's the original frame as well. So it's about 100 years old, and it used to hang in my grandmother's house, and now it hangs in mine, and that's about all I know about it.
Is it oil?
Yes.
Do you think it's all oil? Okay.
Yes.
It's very pretty. So I thought that was a really neat history of this painting. And again, it's very autumnal themed, but we have this hanging up year round. Just because it was in the family. So it's very pretty. Thank you, Mom, for that.
You're welcome.
Education. So I'm just gonna go through this. Maybe somebody can see more of the details. Okay, so I ended up doing these pots in the front windows here. I did not do the middle one because I gotta fix the rod. And then I got all these on clearance, and I kind of had to baby them back to health. So they're still a little rough looking, but I love that color. It's just something different. You can see more of the red back there, and then you have the green. It actually has a neat sheen to it. Again, like the plant wasn't very healthy, and then there was like a crack in the pot, and I got it on clearance, so I just housed them back to health. But I like how that's gonna look, and I have a regular green philodendron right here, and again, it's just nursing them back to health, and they'll grow long, and I think that'll be really pretty vines in the windows, but very cute. Okay, also thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video with some of the home decor and also the indoor plants that I am now getting into as a new hobby, especially over the winter. So I hope these guys stay well. I am providing them with water and I believe the proper amount of sunlight. There are 4 windows in this room, and they are south facing, south and east facing, so it's like they got a lot of sun, which most of them require. But anyway, if you would like to see more of this type of content, please subscribe, give this video a like, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!